I go? Yes. So, I don't want to introduce myself, but just why an Italian man in business since 3 weeks is not important. Just start. It's not important why I'm here, I'm living in Izmir. And just, we realized at this meeting, when I saw these two leaflet, these two...
Nükleer enerji ve su ile ilgili şeyleri, bilgileri gördüğüm zaman böyle bir şey yapmaya karar verdik. Burada olduğum neden önemli değil.
And it came to my mind that in Italy we had more than 1 year ago, 1 year and 6 months, 5 months ago, 7, we had a referendum very important and very strong and especially very astonishing for me and for...
Bildirimleri görünce aklımda 1 yıl 7 ay önce İtalya'da geçirdikleri referandum gelmiş aklıma. O yüzden böyle bir şey yapmaya karar vermişler.
And in this referendum we voted for 4 things.
4 şeyle ilgili referandum yapmışlar.
2 of them were for water, one
suyla alakalı.
One was for nuclear energy, and the fourth one was for Prime Minister Berlusconi. He had private laws to cancel a law that protected him, sort of anti-democracy law. It's not important. These two were the most important. And so here I just downloaded from our this committee. It's called Committee for Water.
Suyla ilgili komitesi.
Bene comune, how do you say? Common good. Something that's shared. Sorry, my English lacks. I need words that I don't have vocabulary. Like shared richness. Water as a shared richness.
Su bizim paylaştığımız zenginliğimiz.
Yeah, bene comune, I don't know how to translate it in English.
Zenginliğimiz gibi bir şey.
Bene comune is something like some wealth, wealth.
Bene comune İtalyancası bazı zenginlik.
Yeah, wealth shared by people, something that should know.
İnsanların paylaştığı zenginlik.
And so here it says, why referendum? Because water is a shared wealth, bene comune, and a universal human right. Is
paylaştığımız zenginliğimiz uluslararası bir hakkımız.
Primary wealth that doesn't belong to anyone and belongs to everyone.
Bu zenginliğimiz hiç kimseye ait değil ve herkese ait aynı zamanda.
Nobody can take it nor make profit from it.
Kimse bunu alamaz, kimse bundan kâr sağlayamaz.
But current government decided to give water to private enterprises and big multinational.
Ama suyu özel şirketlere satmak istiyor, özel şirketlere özelleştirmek istiyor şu an suyu.
So we all, male and women, we can. Sorry, I don't remember.
Yüzden kadın erkek.
We can stop it. Supporting this campaign and voting 2 yes. When we will be called to
ve bu yüzden 2 evet, referandumda 2 evet.
And this is a struggle for civilization and is not political party. Everyone is called to participate.
Bunun politik partiyle ya da politik olmakla alakası yok, tamamen civilization'la, medeniyetle alakası var.
And this is what astonished me, because normally this kind of topics in Italy, as in majority of Europe, and I guess here is the same, are considered left-wing.
Normalde bu tarz kampanyalar işte sol kanata hitap edilir ama biz böyle bir şey yapmadık.
And majority of people, they don't consider, they just say, oh, shit for communists.
Ve çoğu insan işte bu sol şeyi, işte bu komünistlerin şeyi buna bulaşmalar şeklinde şeyler.
They say, I don't care, it's
umurumda değil falan tarzı.
Just taking a picture. And so I was very astonishing with this, because any kind of people from any belonging, from Catholic to anarchist to normally anarchists, they don't go to vote because but for this still anarchists went to vote, everyone participated, and it was really the first time, and that's why I was that astonished that in Italy people get interested in politics and make heard their voices.
Bu referandum sayesinde İslam politikayla biraz daha ilgilendiler ve seslerini duyurdular.
It was almost 20 years that, because in Italy referendum to be valid must pass 51% of people voting. If people, I don't know, 100% of people who has the right to vote, if less than 51% go to vote, 50% plus one person, sorry, the referendum is not valid.
Referandum geçerli olmasının %51 çoğunluğunun olması gerekiyordu.
So for the last 20 years, any referendum achieved or attained like 20%, 30%.
Son 20 yıldaki tüm referandumlar işte 20,
And
30,
was never valid.
%30 arasında gidip geliyordu ve hiçbir şekilde oylanmadı.
Last referendum valid were for nuclear energies in 1987 for, well, maybe others, but the most famous are for nuclear energy after Chernobyl, and the other for women rights in the 70s, like for divorce and, you know, abortion. So these were the three most famous referendum in Italy, and there we win. But it was really a lot of years that referendum didn't, I mean, just engaged people, just people who were active in politics, they went to vote. Sorry.
Referandumlar o kadar önemli değil, yani %20 ve %30 arasında gidip geliyormuş. Sadece 70'lerde Kurtaş karşıtı bir yasa çıkmış ve bu yasada gerekli çoğunluğu oluşturmuş referandumla ilgili ve 1997'de nükleer enerjiyle ilgili yine bir referandum olmuş ve onda da gerekli çoğunluğu sağlamışlar. Bu iki referandum İtalya tarihi açısından çok önemli diyor.
So nothing. It was just why I was astonished. I went to vote, but I had no hope. I thought there is no way.
Oy vermekmiş ama yani umudu yok.
But when we win, I said, well, Italian people can be nice.
Ama sonuçlar geldiğinde İtalyanlar iyi insanlar olabilirmiş. Bunu kavramış.
Can be interested in social issue, can be
İtalyanlar da sosyal ya da politikaya dair ilgi duyabiliyorlarmış. Sonuçlar geldiğinde bunu öğrenmiş.
Almost never they do, but when they want to, they can.
Yaptıkları zaman tam yaparlar gibi.
So now I just read, this is the part from the website of this association, Water Shared Wealth, that say who we are. And
gösterdiğleri kim olduklarını anlatıyor şu an.
And it says,
su paylaştığımız zenginliğimiz konu bildiriyor.
We are those who want public water, those who think that a universal wealth fundamental for life can't be given to logics of market and profit.
Su gerekli bir ihtiyaçtır ve özel şirketlerin kârı için devredilemez.
We are those who thinks that water is like this. We are those who think that water is.
Bizler böyle düşünüyoruz. Bizler suyun bu şekilde olması gerektiğini.
We are those who, together with the biggest social coalition ever seen in this country, and million of citizens, male and women, won referendum last year. It says we are those who won this referendum together with millions and millions of citizens, male and women, and together with with the biggest social, what I was saying before, any kind of belongings. With the biggest.
Herhangi bir yere ait olmadan, biraz önce dediğim Katolik ya da Marksist ya da diğer politik çevrelerden de olabilir.
In Italy, importance of water issue achieved in time very strong acknowledgement, very strong consciousness in people's mind. And
su insanların aklında çok önemli bir yere sahip.
And in all the territory, it means, I mean, people
her bölgede
get knowledge. People understood this issue. And
İnsanlar bu konuyu anlayabiliyorlar.
In any kind of field, in every part of the country, no matter.
Ülkenin her yerinde.
Italy, like Turkey,
Türkiye gibi.
As any other country, is very different inside it. North is different from south, east from west.
Kuzeyi başka, güneyi başka düşünür ama bu konusunda her.
But here it says this consciousness has been complete in every part of the nation.
Ülkenin her tarafında kabul görülüyor.
Since several years are active in our territories, lots of protests from citizens and workers that show a common need.
Birkaç yıl insanlar ortak ihtiyaçlar için bir şeyler yaptılar.
And this need is a complete change for those policies that made water a merchandise and market its point of reference. You understand? This protest speak about a common need, and this need is a strong change, a radical change.
Bu protestoda ortak bir ihtiyaç, şimdi bu ihtiyaç
towards politics.
Politikalarda değişim isteyen
That
bir
during this
ihtiyaç.
year, water a merchandise and market its point of reference.
Su bir ticaret değildir ve
Point of reference, you know, point of reference. You don't.
Referans noktası.
You don't know what to say, and you say market says.
Yani su temelidir diyor. Referans noktası. Siz herhangi bir konuda bir şey söyleyemeyeceksiniz. Sadece marketin sahipleri, özel şirketler söyleyebilecek.
So all these different social realities, all these different issues found themselves together, and it was clear to everyone that it was necessary to make water a national issue, make water a symbol of struggle.
Suyu milli demeyeyim de halka dair bir ortak bir şey, bir ortak kavga haline getirmek.
Here it explains a bit the history in 2005, 2006 in different cities were born different committees.
Protest or?
No, committee.
2005'te 2006'da çeşitli komiteler kurulmuş, çeşitli ülkelerde.
Committee in Naples, Rome.
Napoli'de, Roma'da.
In 2006 they had this forum, Italian forum for movement for water.
Date please.
2006.
2006'da bir konferans var.
This was, 6 years ago. So this was still just part of effort of these people politically engaged. This was still the beginning.
Bu hala bir başlangıçtı 6 yıl önce.
At the same time, privatization process became faster and stronger thanks to some law. They accelerated the privatization of water.
Özelleştirme o zamanlar yavaş yavaş başlıyordu, hızlandırdılar.
So again, in this year, 100,000 of people came down in the streets protesting for against.
Yüzlerce insan tekrar.
I don't think so. I've never seen this protest.
Protest yapmak için sokağa çıkar, yüzlerce insan tekrar.
Trying to summarize a little bit. What happens is that finally people, because to apply for a referendum you have to collect signatures, and you have to overpass 50,000. For this referendum they did 1,500,000. That is huge. Never seen it.
Normalde 50.000 kişinin imza toplaması gerekiyor referandum için. Bu referandum 1,5 milyon imza mı?
Bu referendum 1,5 milyon, but normally is
normalde 50.000.
Normally is 50,000.
Normalde 50.000 imza gerekiyor.
And so this result that easy and revolutionary scared strong power, because when they saw all these activities that people organized themselves from the down, they were against their logic.
İnsanların tabandan örgütlenmesi.
They took power. They went to vote, and you know this is what is important.
Oylamaya gittiler.
It's not a matter of left and right.
Dediğim gibi sol ya da sağla ilgili bir şey değil.
Because lots of people think that it's not democracy, it's just fake. Especially in Europe, United States, you have Democrats, Republicans, but for this kind of things, they are all the same. They apply. Sorry, let's translate. That's what is important.
Bu demokrasi dediğimiz şey aslında Amerika'da
Cumhuriyetçiler
demokratlar vardı ya da normal demokratlar vardı. Aslında bu demokrasi de aslında demokrasi dediğimiz şey.
In the West, when you go to vote, you vote for center left or center right.
Batı'da oy vermek gittiğiniz zaman ya sol merkez ya sağ merkez oy verirsiniz. Fakat bunlar
on these topics they are always the same, because they answer to the question, they answer to the diktat, they answer to imposition of World Bank, International Monetary Fund, European Union, central banks, and they all obey as slaves politics, because they are the same. But this time people say no to left and right. you are cheating us.
Normalde IMF ve Dünya Bankası, Avrupa Birliği bu tarz demokrasiye destek verirler ama buna da dur dediler çünkü halktan her siminden destek aldı, sol ya da sağ fark etmeden.
I mean, it's true, we have to say that some people from some parties supported this. Some people from some party inside the left, also the moderated left, supported this, but nobody had the courage to say, I support this. Because it was too revolutionary, it was against, neoliberalism. Neoliberalism logics. Neoliberalism, no matter if there is Obama or if there is the other Romney. It doesn't matter if there is Hollande or Sarkozy. The important is this: you privatize, you cut health and school, you give money to. I mean, this is the logic, and this is the first time people say, no, I don't like this. It's not I don't like Berlusconi, I don't like other opposite. I don't like you, that you want to privatize what this was. That's why it was a bit a symbol of that. Sorry.
Çeşitli sol kesimlerden bunu destekleyen oldu ama şu destekli ya da bu destekli de herhangi bir ortak bir şey söylemiyoruz. Aslında bu eylem tamamen ortaklaşa yapılmış bir eylemdi. Normalde demokrasilerde işte bir taraf vardır, sol bir taraf vardır, sağ işte Amerika'da Romney vardır, Obama vardır. Fransa'da Sarkozy vardır. Bunda insanlar ikisine de dur dediler. Obama ya da Romney'i seçmediler. Bunun ikisine de hayır sizi istemiyoruz diye tepki koydular.
And what was important, I mean, astonishing is that we won this referendum, everything finished, and me at least, that I had other things to do in my life, I thought, okay, we had win, water is public, there is law, it's from the Constitution, anayasa. So now it must be over the fight.
Referandum bitti, anayasaya bu maddeyi koyduk, evet biz kazandık ama
but when I was traveling in Italy, I saw this.
İtalya'ya seyahat ettiğimde şunu gördüm.
I saw this in how do you say? On some windows there is a flag with this, and I couldn't understand. This is Britain. My vote must be respected.
Daha sonra camlarda işte binaların girişlerine balkonuna yapıştırılmış. Oyuma saygı duyulması gerek. Afişlerini gördüm, bayraklarını gördüm.
And me, I couldn't understand what was going on.
Anlamadım, ne olduğunu anlamadım.
I mean, why your vote must be respected? Of course,
neden oyunun
must be respected.
duyulması gerekiyor? Tabii ki saygı duyulması gerekiyor.
And after I discovered this, that is civil, obedience.
Sivil itaatsizlik.
That is, it's a sort of joke of words because, like Gandhi or protest, is disobedience, civil disobedience. Because normally there is unfair law, unjustice law, and you have to disobey, to say no to the law. But this time you have to say, no, there is the right law, it's you that are not
sivil itaatsizlikle kanuna karşı gelirsiniz. Hayır, senin kanuna uymuyorum ama burada bir sivil itaatsizlik ama bir şekilde kanuna uyulması gerekiyor.
People are saying to politics and enterprises, there is a law and you are criminals, you are against the law.
Özel şirketlere ve devlete şunu diyorlar, bakın orada kanun var.
And they are trying to invent excuse like little laws. No, but this is, and they have lawyers. They say, no, you are a liar. You are not respecting the law.
Buradaki yasaya karşı işte insan küçük yasalar işte bakın şurada şu yazıyor, şurada şu yazıyor tarzı şeyler söylediler ama hayır bakın burada yasa var diyor bu bayrak.
So now they are just starting not to pay everything that is profit. Because when you pay fatura, they started to calculate in percentage what is just profit, and they explain to citizen not to pay this, and to explain this is this.
But they are paying bills, but
they pay bill, but less. Like here, they made an example.
Daha sonra bir sivil itaatsizlik olarak daha az fatura ödemeye başladılar. Kâr ödemiyorlar.
It's very complicated, but
biraz karışık ama
they had lawyers helping them.
And avukatları var onlara
ya. We made an example in this little city of
Modena'da.
If you have 120 euro
bill
from different time, in the end you're right to pay 96.
120 euro fatura gelmişim, 96 euro ödeyebilirsiniz.
It means that still 24 euro are of profit.
Burada 23 euro kar.
And it means that is illegal.
Ve bu da tabii ki illegal.
But so it means that the struggle is not ended.
Yani mücadele bitmedi.
What they say is that these strong powers are still afraid and they still don't want to care about the law. That they still want to impose their will, even if the constitution, the so-called democracy,
yasal yazmışlar ama hala kendi söylediklerini dikte etmeye devam ediyorlar.
even if the so-called democracy say that you must respect the law, but they say I don't care, I'm more powerful than
demesine rağmen onlar hayır bunu
so that's the struggle is not finished.
Yani mücadele hala bitmedi.
It's very important. Nükleer also, but it's quite different. But as the last movement I will show is knocked out, is against high speed. It's very symbolic, this water. That's why here I underline it. It's written in the end. They write, we write water, but we read democracy.
Okay.
We write water, but we read democracy. You understand? No.
Anlayan var mı?
We write water, but we are reading democracy. It means that
Su yazdık ama demokrasi okuduk. Böyle bir şey.
Su yazdık, demokrasi okuduk.
They say it's not enough water management is public. We want
Suyun halka açık olması yeterli değil.
we want that it should be participated by citizens and workers. I mean, we want that people are acknowledged what happens. If they try to cheat them and not respect the law, this is democracy. We had the law, we fought for this law, and you must respect it, even if you are more powerful than ordinary people. Sorry.
Bu demokrasi, orada bir kanun var. Siz güçlü olabilirsiniz ama bu kanuna saygı göstermek zorundasınız.
So I think we can finish about water. What is important is, as I will explain later, for NOTAP high speed against high-speed train movement. It's a movement of acqua bene comune, water shared wealthness, that started from few people, little by little.
Su paylaşan zenginlik kampanyası küçük insanlar var.
Here it says before. Auto-financed. I mean, people paid for this, everything they needed, paper for this.
Yani bildiriler için para topladılar. Paralarıyla bildiri bastılar.
They could become that big to have an influence, and they could become that big to convince even people who before didn't care.
İnsanları etkilemek için büyüdüler.
Before people were not interested, but from the activism of few, they could get interested, and they could participate, and they could fight in the same. And again, any kind of people, not just left-wing or extremist or this. This is what I think is important in this struggle. I like the camera. And so this, I think, is quite similar also to Spanish acampadas. When they went when they went to sit down on the floor, it was like passive. They were not making demonstrations. Yeah, massive resistance, but massive. I mean, there were 1,000 people in the streets for 1 month. I mean, and a square completely occupied for 1 month. People cooking,
İspanya'da yaşanan meydan işgaline bölündü. İnsanlar
helping each other.
Düğünü sergilediler.
Was it last year?
Last year, yeah.
During the Egypt Revolution?
Yeah, after Egypt Revolution.
Mısır devriminden sonra bir de evet.
In May, Egypt Revolution was in January 2011, so it's 2 years ago. And
2011'de.
Spanish was in around May, particularly May.
Mayıs ayında.
And after again in September. But what is astonishing is that finally ordinary people, normally people...
Etkileyici olan normal sıradan insanların
Normally people are ordinary people normally are interested in just consumism and wasting money, etc.
Sıradan insanlar tüketicileri para harcamakla ilgileniyor sadece.
But sometimes some of them can get acknowledgement of this.
Ama bazen bazıları bir şekilde bilgileniyor.
And this is what scared more the power. I mean, when you see 100 people smashing a glass, I never did it, but everyone, of course I would like to do it.
Camları indirdik.
I always support those who smash glass. I mean, I would be the first to win it, but it's so much less how to say efficace? Oh, sorry, my English left. It's so much useless to smash one, then to bring 100 people and sit down in front of the bank, blocking the entrance.
100 tanesinin aslında camı kırması bir şekilde etkisiz.
Or in front, if you gather, I mean, lots of what also is meaning of Vifor in that movie is that everyone together scared. If you keep few,
Vifor Vendetta filmindeki gibi herkes bir arada olunca korkutuyor.
if you are still few, media, government powers, they can easily say, oh, they are just extremists, they are terrorists.
Bunlar aşırı marjinal gruplar, teröristler diyebiliyorlar.
But when the government see, or governments or anyone representing, when they see that majority of people
Ama insanların çoğunluğunu gördükleri
understand they are liar and their media are
İnsanların
liar.
çoğunluğunun onların medyanın yalancı olduğunu algıladıklarını gördükleri zaman
Sorry, it's so funny here in Turkish. Sorry. And when they understand these and participate, their government can get scared. Also in America, they had Occupy Wall Street, they had Occupy, and they were in the core of capitalism. That's what's in the very heart of this. So what I think is important is the massive number of participation.
And dikkati çekmek istediğimler çok kişinin katılmış olması.
And the wide range.
Çok genişlik veriyor.
So I think we can pause. Sorry if you are tired. We can have a break or you can change with her or him.
Evet,
I'm sorry I speak so much. It's my problem. Çok konuşuyorum.
Çay koyar mısın? Yok mu tartışması? Şey olsun ya. Büyük bir şey olsun.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask your name.
Cem.
Cem. Fede. Federico. Fede. Fede.
Teyirlerin yazını bastırıyoruz. Teyirlerin yazını bastırıyoruz.
Water or something?
Erken çocuklar bayağı zorlu gitmiş yani. Bence de gayet iyi gidiyor.
Tam gaza geldim de.
So what makes this right for water in the Constitution?
For water in the Constitution must be in the Constitution.
Assured.
Assured.
Yeah. Because this I understand. They left it here. No, it's just very clear. Talep.
Benim bekliyorum abi, benim bekliyorum. Öyle bir şey varsa sen bir şey yok ya, benim bekliyorum ya.
Tamam, başlayalım mı?
Tabii canım, devam edelim.
Okay, you can start.
I didn't know lots of information. So here talked about nuclear energy in
Nükleer
Italy,
enerji hakkında konuşacağız.
and was exploited between 1963 and 1990. Nuclear exploited was used. Nuclear energy was present in Italy, actually, from 1963 and 1990. We had
1960 ve 1990 tarihleri arasında başlamış.
we had 4 nuclear nuclear
4 santral almışlar.
and they have been closed or because they were too old or because of the referendum in 1987.
1987'de referandumdan sonra kapatılmış.
So,
They were closed.
yeah,
All four.
yeah.
4 tanesi, 4 nükleer santralde.
But there was an interesting emission, I guess. Emission.
Ama ilginç bir...
It's French, that's why I tried. And this was this emission that said still, how to say it's called, yeah, nuclear waste, nuclear garbage, choke, I don't know.
Ama hala nükleer çöp.
Still they had problems in because it is special. It's not like everyday garbage, and they still have problem in stocking them and in making them sure. And we stopped 20 years ago, and they still have problems
Hala
in all
nükleer
garbage.
çöpleri hala devam ediyor. 20 yıl öncesine kapatılmasına rağmen.
So here it's summed up briefly. In the 60s, Italy started. It was third world producer. I didn't know at all. After the United States and England, in 1966, Italy was the third producer.
Amerika ve İngiltere ülkeymiş.
It means more than Russia and France.
Yani Rusya, Fransa'dan ve daha.
I didn't believe it, but for sure later France is second now. After the United States, there is France.
Amerika'dan sonra ikinci.
And this was the main argumentazione. The main reason people wanted nuclear back. They say we have France that is border. It's like here Bulgaria or Syria, and even closer. If a nuclear disaster happened in France, we have the same bad consequences.
İtalya'da insan neden destekliyorlar. Fransa'da patlasın nasıl konuşuyoruz, biz destekleneceğiz. Biz neden yapmıyoruz?
People say this, but
bunu söylüyorlar.
take all the advantages of nuclear energy.
Ama Fransa bütün nükleer enerjinin kaynaklarını alıyor. Onlar etkileniyor.
They sell us,
olsa biz de etkileniyoruz.
they sell us nuclear energy
Bize nükleer
10 times more expensive.
10 kat daha pahalı.
They can use energy more, electric energy more than gas, petrol, because of nuclear. I've been there. They use
Elektriği gazı daha verimli kullanıyorlar çünkü nükleer enerjileri var.
you say plug to cook, plug to cook. They use lots. They use electric stuff to cook. They use electric so much more than in Italy. And they say we are stupid.
Biz aptal mıyız?
But they were stupid actually. They were idiots. No, because what we were saying, when you produce, first of all, it's not that if your neighbor is burning his garden, you have to burn your garden also.
Öncelikle komşunuz bahsediyor.
It's just something came to my mind now. Also, your neighbor in his garden has to sit up. If you have nuclear energy on your territory, you have to take care of all securities of all marriage, etc. And this is up to you, not up to France. I mean, and I don't know if you ever heard, but Italy has the hugest problem with marriage, especially in Naples, and especially in southern Italy. We have a very big problem with children. That's, I mean, ordinary chop, not
not nuclear.
Not nuclear, not because in southern Italy, mafia. I mean, mafia is very strong in all Italy, especially also in the north and also in Europe, in Germany. But in southern Italy, they have a very strong control of territory. And so mafia, I need an English dictionary, correct? Mafia take care, we can say, of garbage in illegal way. They, for example, have animal waste, and that costs €1 per kilo, and normally, like for the law, and we do it for €20. Just give it the garbage to us.
Örneğin sağlıkla ilgili çöpler normalde devlet €100'ya ödüyorsa bunu, mafya sana €20, ben bunu yok edeceğim.
What they do is simply put down.
Ama tabii onu toprağın altına koyuyorlar.
Like it seems, if you're in the Simpson, they put everything in. Do example of this. It's funny. No, mafia do it cheaper because they don't care about environment. They don't care everything.
Mafya çöpleri daha çok direkt toprağın altına koyuyor. Her 100 lira ver, 20 lira ver değil. Toprağın altına koyuyor çöpleri.
And it was funny example. There was a farmer in Nükleer. He was like taking, how to say, changing the ground, the soil, and he found like old Italian artist, 10 years old. And they say, how can I find money downstairs the ground? And they say because it was a special garbage. It was considered special garbage, so it has been given to mafia that has put it down the soil.
Çiftçinin yer altından he found what?
Money.
Çok eski yerleri bulmuşlar. Yani öğütülmesi gereken paralar altından çıkıyor.
And this was the same for nuclear energy. I mean, we are not able.
Enerji de
We are not able to take care of normal garbages.
Normal çöpleri üretemez.
And we want also nuclear garbages.
Nükleer çöpleri, nükleer çöpler var.
What we were saying with Ahmed before, it's also lots of trains of nuclear garbages comes from France and Germany to Italy. Because after this,
Termalde Fransa ve Almanya'dan nükleer çöpler geliyor.
So we still have nuclear garbages also. It is different. Just on the train.
Çünkü sadece trenler gidiyor.
But we still have nuclear.
Araba otobüsler geçiyor ama hala nükleer var.
So here it explains how they plan it. Yeah, so in 1987, after Chernobyl,
1987'de Çernobil'den sonra
there was another strong referendum that people say stop nuclear energy.
1980'de güçlü bir referandum oldu ve insan nükleer enerjiye dur dedi.
I don't know lots of things because I was not either born.
Fazla bir şey bilmiyorum çünkü doğmamışsın diye ama.
But the main point is it was already 25 years ago. Italy said no to nuclear energy. Saying clearly.
25 yıl önce, bu dönemden 25 yıl önce insanlar nükleer enerjiye dur dediler.
But government is since 2008, I think. If I'm not, yeah, 2008.
Ama hükümet 2008'de.
They say with those argumentation, with those reasons I was telling you, we are stupid. France is here.
Aynı sebeplerle işte komşumuz Fransa üretiyor, biz neden üretmiyoruz, her sebeplerle.
Of other typical businessmen talking about progress, talking about it's clean energy for future. We have to get rid of petrol, all this bullshit. After increasing prices of petrol and gas.
Petrol ve gazın fiyatının çok yükselmesiyle birlikte.
So they started this, and it was legal because there was a referendum.
Ve tekrar bu illegaldi çünkü zamanında referandum olmuştu.
Maybe it was illegal from my official point of view, but they found the way to make it legal.
Bize göre illegaldi ama onlar çektiği yolu buldular.
Because it passed lots of time, because I don't know.
Çok fazla zaman geçti.
But they started to say, okay, we will start nuclear again.
Ve evet, nükleer tekrar
and people say, come on, we had a referendum 20 years ago, and we said clearly, we don't want nuclear.
Ve nükleeri istemediğimi söylemiştik.
It's like, if a government says abortion will be illegal in Italy because Catholic will say, no, there is a referendum say that abortion is legal. We can talk about abortion, but it's too long.
Örneğin şöyle, sen Kıtayca sark demeli aynı şey çünkü Kıtayca legal İtalya'da.
Should be legal, but the doctors are...
Illegal olmalı ama...
Yeah, Catholic Church in Italy is very strong.
And İtalya'da Katolik kilisesi çok güçlü.
But anyway, it's another topic. So when it happens, we can say we were lucky, but of course it's a tragedy, so we can't say we were lucky. But in 2011 happened at Fukushima.
Ama 2011'de Fukushima oldu.
Yeah, Fukushima in Japan. And so people again they had another disaster. Like Chernobyl. And they say, oh, maybe it's not that sure as people say.
Ve insanlar şey diyor, belki de o kadar iyi fikir değil.
Also because Italy is very seismic territory, earthquake. It's very
İtalya deprem bölgesi.
all the country is very seismic. And so we were lucky of this, and we started a new referendum together with water. It was
Ve tekrar bir referandum suyla birlikte aynı nükleer
campaign for water was so stronger, but it was in the same
kampanya çok güçlüydü.
in the same paper. You had to vote for.
Ama aynı paper'da, aynı kağıtta oynamak zorundaydım.
So majority of people they went to vote for water or for that, and they vote for all.
Suyla ilgili oylamaya gidenler nükleerle ilgili de oy vermiş oldular.
And so thanks God we could stop nuclear energy again.
Ve nükleer enerji tepkisi tekrar durdu.
But it was I can't make the comparison with water. I mean,
tabii suyla kıyaslamıyorum.
referendum for nuclear energy was not as strong was not as participatory. It was still strong.
Ama su kadar güçlü değildi.
Not that much like water.
Ama su kadar büyük.
I mean, the struggle that started for water started from
Mücadele
people.
suyla başladı, insanların
And
mücadelesi.
nuclear energy was a little bit media from Fukushima and
enerji biraz insanın desteklediğiyle medya ve Fukushima.
we were lucky that it was in the same paper. It's lots of
işte aynı paper'da oynadık.
but in the end we could stop nuclear energy.
Nükleer enerjiyi durdurduk.
I don't know what else I should say. Oh yeah, one party proposed it. Yeah. So briefly, nothing. The words pro-nuclear and anti-nuclear. This what people against nuclear said to say why. So Italian territory, as I said before,
Nükleer enerjiye neden karşı oldukları.
majority of Italian territory is elevated, very high risk for
depreme karşı
earthquake.
riskli bölge.
Problem we had with garbages don't make hope good about management of nuclear garbages.
Çöplerle ilgili sorunumuz nükleer çöplerle ilgili umut vermiyor bize. Nükleer çöplerle ilgili
Connection between business, criminality and politics doesn't give any security about
politika ve mafya ilişkileri bize güven vermiyor.
About trustness of this is
bu konuda güvenmemizi zorluyor.
This is very sensible, very particular topic, and this in Italy, as majority of Mediterranean countries, Spain, Greece, or I guess here the same, politics, business, and criminality, they all go together. And when there is
politika, ticaret ve mafya ilişkileri, kriminal ilişkiler bir arada gittiği için güven sorunu doğuruyor.
And after the sales also, as we depend on abroad foreign countries for petrol and gas, we don't have uranium, so we will depend on foreign country also for uranium to make nuclear energy.
Nükleer enerji üretmek için yani gazı diğer ülkelere muhtaçsak biz uranyum üretemiyoruz. Sonuçta uranyuma bağlı olacağız diğer ülkelere.
And also they presented nuclear energy as a new alternative to petrol. They say no, it's not.
Petrole yani alternatif değil.
Because it's first of all, it's old and it's not green. It's not
eski ve yeşil değil.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like wind or solar or
değil ya da güneş enerjisi gibi değil.
And so it means that it's not starting again because now it's everything stopped. So starting again take years, starting from zero because now there is no production.
Sıfırdan başlayacağız nükleer enerjiye ve yıllar sürecek.
This will take, in any case, lots of effort, lots of cost.
Çok fazla para, çok fazla.
And it will not be worthless. It was not really worth.
Gerek yok. Değmez.
So just I say I don't have lots of things to say about the referendum, but just the important thing was what I think.
Referandumla ilgili çok şey söyledim ama önemli olan
about the energy. What I think
enerjiyle ilgili
that. Again, what they want to impose us is model.
Bize empoze ettikleri, model olarak empoze ettikleri.
That is like there is a big producer, big enterprises or government that produce energy for everyone, and we just consume energy.
Biz sadece enerji yemiyoruz. Büyük şirketler, büyük ya da devlet enerji üretiyorlar. Biz sadece enerji yemiyoruz. Bize empoze edilen model bu.
They don't want people to produce themselves energy.
İnsanların kendi kendine enerji üretmesini istemiyorlar.
I mean, the new what I think for energy, the new not revolution, but the new conception should be that we reduce what we spend. I mean, we just use of light.
Enerjide bence önemli olan yeni model bizim tüketimi yavaş yavaş
And also we produce
aynı
ourselves.
zamanda kendi kendimize enerji üretmeliyiz.
Even producing with petrol, even if we use gas, but
Gaz da kullanabiliriz, petrol de kullanabiliriz.
every flat, every building produce its own petrol.
Kendi
It's so much cheaper, but it's independent. You don't pay a big enterprise. Or for example, if
En azından bağımsız büyük şirketlere para ödemiyorsunuz.
if every home, every house has solar panel,
Her yapı bir güneş enerji
it's
sistemi
completely
olsa,
different from a big solar panel central. It's two different concepts. I don't say that.
büyük güneş enerji sistemlerinden çok daha farklı bir konsept. Her yapının her birinin küçük güneş enerjisi ile çalışması.
Of course, we prefer all solar, wind, geothermic.
Tabii ki büyük jeotermal ya da güneş enerjisi, rüzgar enerjisini tercih
I
ediyoruz.
don't like this either. I don't like
Ama bunun da
a big central that give us energy.
Büyük merkezi
I mean, this is
enerji veren
still
sistemler.
capitalism, still
Bu
profit,
şekilde bu da kapitalist ve bu da
and this is
kar
wasting.
amaçlı
I mean,
ve gereksiz.
yeah, it's wasting because all, for example, the cable that
Gereksiz
connect,
çünkü kablolar,
that takes the energy from the central to the
enerji, diğer
slide
enerji merkezden yapılara ulaştıran kablolar.
is physics. I mean, physics, science says that every meter you lose.
Bilim diyor ki her metrede belli bir enerji kaybediyorsun.
So this is wasting, and that of course you need more energy because you waste energy. If you produce
Enerjiyi
yourself,
harcıyorsun.
and so
Ama kendin üretsen.
there was Italian comic or Italians. I don't know. Just I know they are Italian because I was staying there, but I'm sure in all country there were people not casting doubt, say it's not like this. I mean, showing alternatives, and for example, they could say every car is enough. We don't need necessarily hydrogen or solar cars. Even with petrol cars, we could reduce of 70% the wasting, but they simply don't want to do it. So it's not a matter of
Enerji
technology.
tasarlamak için hidrojen arabaları, elektrikli arabalara gerek yok. Petrol arabamızla bile %70 tasarlamak.
It's a matter of will.
Enerjili.
It's a matter of will. Will, you know, will. W-I-L-L. Wish, irade. And this is the problem. It's not technology. It's not
irademiz yok.
people needs. Of course, we should decrease needs, but
Tabii ihtiyaçları düşünüyoruz.
it's the model that should be changed.
Değiştirilmesinin gerektiği model.
And this nuclear energy argumentation of nuclear is still that we need more energy, we have to develop, we have to grow up, we have to progress and all this. That's why we need energy, but they say no, we don't need. Just
Enerji ihtiyaçımız,
you
ilerleme
want it
ihtiyaçımız
to
ama
make more
ihtiyacımız yok.
profit
Sen bunu istiyorsun çünkü daha fazla kar yapmak.
and to take people's lives. People don't need it.
İnsanların buna ihtiyacı yok.
But anyway, sorry to speak that much. You can say. So it's just yeah. This later we can start with the last knockdown. It's still is that high speed against high speed train.
High speed train.
High speed train. Yeah. You know high speed train.
Yeah.
Against. Yeah. It's very. Oh, this is like water. This is a very interesting issue. I got very.
This was also in referendum?
No. This is fight. This is, but it's a very particular fight. This cannot be in referendum, but could be something in a referendum. But this is a particular struggle that has become national. It was local, but has become national.
Saatte 250 kilometrenin üstündeki hızlarda giden trenler uçaklar kadar küresel ısınmaya katkı yapıyor. Evet. O yüzden hızlı tren mevzusu sakat bir mevzu. Daha yavaş trenlere ihtiyaç. Ama Türkiye'deki yapılan hızlı tren öyle bir hızlı tren değil. Evet, yani Türkiye'deki hızlı o kadar yüksek.
Bus train? It's same here.
Wasting energy.
Global warming.
It's the same of plane.
Wasting energy.
Yeah. Right.
Same.
Yeah, also, this is we will have to say. But before that, I want to stop talking.
Are they going to the same topic?
Referandum değil.
No, it's not in part of the...
No, the first train,
First train, normally it was used from people like nuclear energy. They say it's an alternative to trucks, it's an alternative to plane, but it's not true. Because normal train is an alternative to that, and also the existent trains, you could exploit them better, and you could pass. It's still a matter of economy. It was just an argumentation of people that they say train, and they compared the energy needed for high-speed train and the energy needed for trucks. It's the same. I mean, it's so much different. You don't need to go 300 kilometers per hour. I mean, 150 kilometers per hour is enough. You don't need, but just again for progress. But I say that I don't want to talk again. This, I think we can finish with this. But I wanted to ask you those two. I mean, how is the struggle here in Turkey, or how is the movement, the committee for water and nuclear?
Çok daha fazla bu konuda ilgili konuşmak istemiyorum. Yani sadece bahsedeceğim. Daha çok yerimizdeki faaliyetler ve Türkiye'deki olan biteni merak ediyorum. Bu konuda konuşsak daha faydalı olur.
Then we can finish this.
I prefer, because if not I talk too much. If someone has something, because we said about nuclear and water, and so...
Söylediğiniz var mı? Nükleer enerjiyle
Nükleerin dediğinden bahsedebiliriz.
Nükleer karşıtı hareket var, HES karşıtı hareket var. İslam benzeşiyor. Yani 2007-2009 o Kyoto süreci yaşandı.
I mean, this picture is in Turkey,
Yes.
this demonstration. So,
Our campaign, it was in
2006, 2007, 2008.
2006 to 2008, with the campaign against nuclear power plants. They plan to build it here, and we're also against. We are also supporting the Kyoto. You know, it's ended in 2000.
but so they were planning and now they are doing.
They're planning to do it with weapons in Turkey. We are doing campaign for it, against it. But the main point was doing it for the make pressure to government not to sign the Kyoto Protocol. It was about the emission of gases. So the industries and knew it well, so the government signed it, but it doesn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything because it's ended in 2011 and we're still trying to.
But so it was both Kyoto and nuclear.
Yeah.
They signed it Kyoto, but they continued nuclear.
Yeah. It said not to be clear, but they
didn't care.
still planning to do it.
Evet, şeyi söyleyebiliriz. Yani burada da yani onlarda var, bizde de olsun mantığının dışında Kyoto'yu imzaladık. Daha temiz enerji diye nükleere götürmeye çalışıyorlar.
They say we signed Kyoto. Nuclear plants are more green. So we are
We say the same bullshit that they say in Italy.
So another point was milliyetçilik vardı hani herkes vardı Slavlarımızın. Another point was nationalism. Every country has it, so they can make their own guns or weapons. So why can't
Also for weapons, they
Yeah.
wanted.
So why can't we make our own weapons and why can't sell
İran
energy?
özellikle İran'da var, Türkiye'de iyi olması.
Iran has, so why
It's
can't
not, they still don't have it. Crazy. And so now they are, I mean, they are still blocked in project, or
No, they're not blocking.
they are doing it.
They're planning to do it, but not do it quickly. They're afraid of the people not to do against
So
them.
people were struggling hard. I mean, there were lots of people against nuclear.
They're planning it behind the doors.
Okay, that's nice. I mean, it's nice because it means that people care about it. People were in the streets. A lot of people were in the streets.
Güzel diyor, çok basınç olması, buna karşı olması güzel. Fakat bir konu daha var. Mesela hani İnsanlar bu milliyetçilik meselesine, onlarda var diyalog meselesine çok takılmış durumda. Çok ciddi bir insan aslında bunu istiyor, onlardan hareket edemiyor.
Burada referandum olsa ama nükleere hayır çıkar bence.
Referendum.
If you make a referendum, there will be no to nuclear.
And how can you make referendum? How it works referendum in Turkey?
Referandum süreci nasıl işliyor?
Aynı değil.
Not the same Italy.
Yeah, but how?
Meclis referanduma götürebiliyor.
Meclis?
Halk götürebiliyor.
Magistrate?
Parliament decides the referendum.
People come to decide.
Yeah, it's the...
Because in Italy it's not say,
People decided to make
not that much. I mean,
50.000 imza olunca.
yeah, in Italy it's the same. Parliament can propose referendum, and of course it's so much easier. But people can make with this 50,000 signature. But they need someone in the parliament. I mean, you need to collect 50,000, but you have to find at least one person in the parliament that, I mean, no, sorry. No, it's not like this. You have to bring this 50,000, but after the parliament can say no. I mean, they can say no, we don't want this referendum. So you have to continue.
They have the right to say no.
They have the right to say no.
Bir imza götürmen gerekiyor ve kişinin onu temsil etmesi gerekiyor. Ama referandum meclisten hayır çıkarsa yapılmıyor referandum.
It depends. I mean, if you have just 51,000, maybe you can do it. If you have 1,500,000 signature saying you can't do this referendum, is quite, you risk riots in the streets. In Italy there will never be riots in the street like Greece or Spain. We had something similar in Rome, but Italian people normally are not that active, not that violent. But they are, I mean, especially ordinary people, they are idiots, but if you tell them clearly you are idiot, they say, no, I'm not idiot. Yeah, I think this. I love it. My flatmate, I don't say his name even if everyone knows it. Because we are in internet. I love his quotation from, now every time he said me, I shouldn't have tell you, but Aziz Nesin was, he says 60% of Turkish people are stupid. And me, I love it because I think the same of Italians and the same of others. I fell in love with that. No, I joke, but sometimes, yeah, I think so. I really think so. Mamma mia. It's all about water? How it's
not going well, it just came local. Sadece yerel bir şeyde kaldı, çok fazla.
Ya aslında şey diyebiliriz, yani burada dehşet miktarda baraj yapıyorlar. Yani suyun...
French word.
Ve yani sen her birini tek tek durdurmak için mücadele ediyorsun.
They're making a lot of barrage, so you're trying to stop one by one.
Dolayısıyla olmuyor. Yani sen birini durduruyorsun ama geçen yani 2 ay falan mı oldu? 50 tane birden Ankara'dan açılış yaptı adamlar. 50'sini birden açtı.
Barrage, so you cannot do something.
Yeah, of course. But this is different from. I mean, it's connected, but about public and private water. I mean, barrage is just for hydroelectric, how do you say, just for electric energy. But private or, like, I mean, what it was in Italy.
Tartışma biraz farklı diyor. Orada elektrik söz konusu ama diyor suyun özelleştirilmesi de şey diyor.
Elektrik değil.
It's not electric.
Tamamen
using for what?
For selling water to get it private.
Suyu özelleştiriyor.
They're getting private water.
They collect the water in barrage and they sell it.
Yeah.
Whoa, crazy. But inside cities, how it works? I mean, for example, in Izmir, who owns the water? You pay the water to whom? Belediye.
Ama
Local government.
özelleşmedi değil mi o?
Not yet. Not. They're planning to get they're planning to do it private, but
It's still public.
It is still public.
Because
Hala devletin
that's what I mean. The process of privatization, you start with an enterprise owned by the belediyesi. I mean, belediyesi start to call himself İzmir Su, SPA. No, how do you say SPA in English? Society for Action. Yeah, it's Su. And they started with a society that they say, no, it's public, it's owned by İzmir Belediyesi. But they enter private, and after they start to make money, profit, and it doesn't matter even if there is belediyesi inside, because they just make you pay more.
Diyoruz, devlette olması yine de bir işin kazanılması ve iyi olduğu anlamına gelmez. Bu işten kâr elde ediyorlarsa bu hala finansmanın yeni özelleştirilmiş.
Söyleyeceğiz yani işte bu Dikili Belediye Başkanı 10 tona kadar su harcayanı bedavaydı. Adamı harcadılar şimdi İsveç'e kaçtı en son yani.
We had a local government, man, and he gave the people water
10 tons.
10 tons free, and the government konuşamıyorum.
Hapis cezası aldı.
Put him in jail.
Zarara uğratmaktan nasıl denir?
To make government. Şimdi abi kaldım ben.
Zarara uğratma işinden beraat etti galiba.
Ondan beraat ediyor.
Sonra başka bir yerden getirip
Sonra işte belediye arabalarıyla ilgili bir ihaleden dolayı esaslanıyor ama
yapmış yolsuzluk da aslında yolsuzluk değil ama yolsuzluk yapmış.
Yani
Evet.
ilk önce şey oluyor.
İyi niyetli bir yolsuzluk
Hayır, yolsuzluğu anlatamam.
Ne?
Sana anlatamam sen.
Zor benim.
Ya
Bak dur önce 10 tona kadar bedava yapıyor. Ceza veriyorlar. Diyorlar ki
It was free 10 tons and after
diyorlar ki bunu ücretsiz yapamazsınız diyorlar.
you cannot do it priceless.
O da 1 kuruş diyor o zaman diyor ve 13 tona çıkartıyor.
And he says it's
1 kuruş.
1 kuruş.
It's very cheap.
Peki.
Symbolic.
Sembolik.
Sembolik.
Ondan sonra başka bir şeyden dolayı ceza veriyorlar.
They gave him ceza
Punishment. They
for
changed.
another reason. They make
Sen excuse.
8 years. They want to go to...
Because in Italy the problem that even if we had this referendum, we still had not touched the last step is when society are completely private. There is no belediyesi inside. But we still had belediyesi inside, but they were really disgusting society. So, and now they say it didn't change anything because it's still public, it's still owned by belediyesi, but they are still private. I mean, they are still they still make profit. For example, Rome Society for Water had water in Romania. I don't know if Bucharest or other city, but when I discovered this, and they make it, I don't know, 2 billion euro profit per year, or I don't know how much. No, they had Rome, water, and some, it was like a company. And so it's the same of, I don't know, whatever company, it was company for water. That's why the referendum was strong to say, you stop it, you don't work like this anymore, you can't do it because it's illegal. But they still do it. So.
Bence bir adım atarlarsa özel aslında çünkü İSSU belediyenin şirketi. Yani böyle bir statüsü var aslında.
Şirket.
Yani işte hastaneler şimdi nasıl şey yaptılar? Kamu Hastanesi Birliği dedi. Çünkü zaten 15 senedir falan hastaneler şirket zaten. Bir adım attı ve hastaneler şu an iyice şirket haline geldi. İkinci adımda tamamen özel oldu.
The name of under the republic, but it's working like private.
Yeah.
Like hospitals in Turkey.
Yeah, I was very shocked, sorry to say, but when I discovered a health system here that is like America, I was really, wow.
Buradaki sağlık sistemini gördüm, çok doğru. Amerika'daki gibi olmuş.
Because,
They try to do it, to get out and...
because in Europe, I mean, not all Europe, England, no, still England. I mean, almost any country in Europe, you don't have the concept of insurance. I mean, people don't understand what is insurance. Everyone has free insurance. Not free. It's not free. You pay a bit of money to the hospital. They call it ticket. It can be also quite expensive, but it's still, I don't know, 100 times cheaper than private. And you,
2008'e kadar Türkiye'de
it's the same here
Here?
in Turkey to 2008.
Since 2008 they changed it.
They changed it.
In 2008.
It's
So
government
bit.
AKP, they changed it.
And they taught me a very bad word, but I don't want to say it. It's too vulgar. I learned
Bir şey söyleyecektim ama kendimiz
it. But what I wonder is, how to say, I mean, people didn't react. It's normal. Now it works like this. You don't have any alternative. Now everyone must have an. For example, I discovered me. If I die and if I have an accident and I don't pay, they don't heal me. They say we make an insurance because here without an insurance, hospital cannot heal you.
Sağlık sigortası olmadan şöyle bir kaza geçirsem tedavi olamayacağım diyor doktor.
So normally everyone has insurance, like United
Sağlık
States.
güvencesi olmak zorunda.
ama henüz uygulama o seviyede değil. Geçiş aşamasında.
We're in geçiş aşaması dediğin uygulama dediğin.
Translate. How is? Şamarka? No, how you say in Turkey?
It's not just like America. They're doing it slowly.
Present
You're in
process.
the present.
Transition, exactly.
Yani su meselesinde de aslında lokal bir sürü direniş var. Yani çok ciddi direnişler oluyor aslında. Veya işte nükleerde, Sinop'ta, Mersin'de.
Yeah?
And especially the government plans to build it in Sinop, northern Turkey.
In? Sinop?
Sinop, northern Turkey.
Sinop, I don't know.
Northern
Karadeniz.
Yeah, Karadeniz. So there are lots of local resistance, but it's impossible when everybody makes huge resistance.
Yani herkesi bir direnişle.
Local resistance. I think now I will explain you about NOTAB. The local resistance are very important because when you have locals that is wide, I mean when everyone, no matter old people, children, how do you say, çocuklar, eskiler, when everyone protests against, it's not like it doesn't have political color. Of course it has, because it represents something, but I think that is very important. That's why I decided to give, also because I need advertisement for it. I mean, everywhere I go I always speak about it. But I think it's very clear example. Also, I was in an anarchist commune in southern Italy, and a man said me, this NOTAB can be really the first time of direct democracy in Italy, of struggle. When, like that of, you said, of barrage. But you can imagine you can stop one barrage. I mean that everyone goes there from Turkey and stop this barrage, and government start to shit on the fence. And after they stop, I mean, when they see they can't do what they want, this I think that they are really scared of. Because also, for example, but neither in Italy.
Ama işte adamlar 50 tane birden.
So
But
it
they-
started
they-
14,
Okay, but they stopped it.
Durdular ama değil mi diyor?
That is important. I mean,
Ondan
they weren't able to stop it.
Şimdilik duruyor ama sonra yeniden, yani tıpkı sizin şey gibi işte nükleer nasıl
it's just
karşılanıyor?
like Nükleer in Italy. They voted in 1998, they voted, but later they presented again. So it's
Yeah.
just the same, reviewed the action again and again.
Yeah, but I think it's very important when they decide something, they decide here they're going to crash, and people say no, and they say yes, they send cops, they send the military, they send everyone, but people can't stop them.
Önemli diyor, insanlar orada yapabilecek.
I think it doesn't matter if they start other 49, but they will be quite afraid. They say, these local people, we shouldn't take care because they could stop us.
Yerdeki insanların kendini güvenleri geliyordu
No.
durumda.
No. So,
Ama mesela burada verdiğim örnek şey, Ovacık'taki altın madeni. Yani belki
Orada golden mine.
20 defa mahkeme kararıyla durduruldu ama hiç üretim durmadı.
But never produced anything.
Hiç durmadı üretim. Yani mahkeme kararlarına rağmen hep üretim devam.
There's a golden mine in Ovacık. There are 20 laws to stop it, but they're
still continue.
continuing to produce the gold.
Maybe they showed me a picture in near Çanakkale. No.
Çanakkale yakınlarında.
No.
Yani-
There was a picture of people landing on the ground. Can we say they are just from Kurdish people? I don't know. They can exploit this.
Milliyetçilik anlayışının içine girebilir. Ben ondan kötü falan.
Şeyler de var. Mesela o da söyledi. Bu meşruiyet, yani milyonlar harekete geçtiğinde o gerçekten istenmiyor havası oluyor. Ama liberal dendiğinde işte yani azınlığın çıkarlarını göz ardı edebiliriz çoğunluk için gibi hükümet bunu kullanıyor. Nasıl anlatsam bilmiyorum ama
Anladım ama anladım. Anlamadım ki ben. Kendi hiçbir şey anlamadım.
It's important, your friends say it's important to make huge demonstration and the governments can stop and start getting afraid of this. Local
yani yerel olduğunda azınlığın çıkarı deyip sallayabiliyor.
They can think it's the çıkar.
Çıkar değil deme şeyde yani o azınlığın göz ardı ediyor. Çoğunluğun
Don't worry about translation. I'm not
They
diplomatic.
can say it's minority, only local people.
Yeah, that's what I meant. They can say,
Bahsettiğim de buydu diyor.
they can say, oh, it's just the Kurd, or they can say this is.
Onlar
Yeah,
zaten
yeah, yeah.
diyebilirler mesela.
That's
diyor.
what I was saying because they have racism on their side, and but this they do the same in Italy. Even we don't
İtalya'da
know
benzer.
they call it, NIMBY. They say not in my backyard. When they say it, nobody wants something near his house, but we have somewhere we have to do it. And this is normally what their main topics against local resistance. They say, oh, people don't want it, but we must do it. Somewhere we have to do it. This they call it NIMBY, not in my backyard. Also very about. So you are on strike. We have I said you are in strike.
Ha.
Neymiş?
Görevlisin de galiba. Strike?
Yes, strike.
Yeah.
Pick up tire.
I'm still on my job.
I support the strike, so we can stop it. Or we can wait a minute. If you don't want it, we can exchange. Me too, I'm very tired.
Okay.
But I really wanted to say just a few words about this.
Sorusu olan varsa. Are you going to tell something about the fast trains, or you're tired and
Yeah. This I would like just maybe if you're not too tired, I would like to
eğer
say
çok
like,
yorulmadıysanız bir iki dakika hızlıca anlatabilirim diyor.
oh, it's quite. Here I can translate quite fast. Say nota, that means T is train,
Tren,
A is high, and D is speed. No high speed train.
hızlı tren.
And he said it's a mass movement, Italian mass movement, born in the first 90s, where as the water shared by people against this project of high-speed trains in general.
İnsanlar, su konusunda olduğu gibi insanlar hızlı trene karşı bir araya geldiler.
Well, that's what this is just Wikipedia. It's not. It's just, I could have brought it in English. That would be easier, but I just put it in Italian. And it says in recent times it has kept so much more mediatic attention.
Çok medyatik bir tavıra neden oldu.
And also for conflictuality, how do you say, fighting. I mean, because the increasement of violence has been so strong.
Violence.
Violence.
Şiddetli dayılar çok olmuş.
Actually, the fact is that they started to repression. I mean, they started to boom sample. I don't know the numbers. I should need. How many cops should be like 100,000 policemen. That is, they use police in that part of Italy. Is I don't have map of Italy.
Polis kuvveti
It's,
kullanmışlar.
if you have Italy like this, more or less, but this is very here in the northwest of Italy, next to the border with France.
Sınıra çok yakın, Fransa'ya yakın.
They send their policemen from every part of the country, and they send them till the army.
Ülkenin her yerinden polis ve ordunun mensupları gelmişler.
The same army that is in Afghanistan, some part of it, they sent it for that. They sent
Bunun
army.
için Afganistan'dan asker getirmişler.
They sent special forces of
Özel eğitim.
gendarme. They sent special gendarme trained for because what has made this win, what made people win, is like they were also very famous for resistance against fascism.
Yani faşizme karşı önemli bir direnişti.
Because the territory is very mountainous
Bölge biraz dağlık,
and it's very difficult to control.
kontrol etmek zor.
And local people, they know it very good.
Yer
So
insanlar da bu çok iyi
when, for
biliyor.
example, they put a fence, how is it?
Yani,
You know
çit,
fence? Yes. This,
çitle
like,
çevirdiler.
and
Yere
they
insanlar
start chantier.
şantiyeyi
People find
durdurdular.
a way to pass
İnsanlar-
out, or they cut the fence.
İnsanlar oraya girmenin bir yolunu buldular
It's not-
ve şeyleri, kabloları kestiler.
It's not an easy location for them.
O
It's
özel
not,
eğitimli olmalarına rağmen onlar için
for example, in
kolay
I
yerler.
remember one song we sang there. They said like the policeman, that pride of himself, fell down from the path, from the mountain path, because paths are like this. So
patikalar çok
police
çıkmış
can't.
dağlıkta. Polis o güçlü
You
giysileri
have all the
yüzünden
mountains and the path like this, and they have to make the tunnel here, so you can arrive from every part. I mean, it's not easy for as a position.
tünel yapacaklarmış ve polis protestocuların geldiği politikadan geçememiş, düşmüş.
But what did make it win actually, and what it not win, of course, they are still struggling a
Hala
lot
mücadele
because
ediyorlar, kazanmış.
any kind of government
Her hükümet,
is wanted
her hükümet istiyor.
for because it's actually European Union plans
Bu
to have
aslında Avrupa Birliği planı.
high-speed lines, high-speed trains from Portugal to Ukraine, from England to southern Italy to Greece. It's like
Bütün Avrupa'ya dolaşacak.
bigger plans. But for example, in Spain, in the Basque countries, they spoke the
İspanya'da
same.
Bask
They were
bölgesinde-
against the high-speed train as well.
İspanya Baskı'da da aynı mücadele olmuş. Hızlı tren karşıtı
But-
mücadele.
I think there again, the same I was telling you about Kurds, there again, the sort of
Onlar kazandı sanırım. Buradaki Kürt meselesi gibi bir
not nationalism, but local regionalism, local pride.
yerel direniş
Because
sayesinde.
Basques are very proud of themselves and they are always against central government. So this struggle took a color of ethnic, of I don't know, and
Bu direniş aslında biraz da etnik bir direniş
has
haline.
not been participated by all. And
Herkes tarafından kabul edildi. Sadece bir bölgenin direnişi gibi oldu.
what we were like in Italy is that
İtalya'dayken
well, this also thanks to new technologies, because thanks to YouTube, thanks to phones. I mean, people could record what happened and could demonstrate media were liars.
insanlar gösterileri şey yapabildi,
Video çekip YouTube'a falan yüklüyorlar.
yükleyebildiler. Medyanın söylediğinin tam tersine.
You could let her sometimes. You could do like one sentence one, the other sentence the other. You could not. So how do you say? The main point is that they could, for example, witness there were old people or children or escalar with intoxicated by tear drops, lacrimogene, you say?
Zehirlenmişler.
Gaz mı olması?
Gas, when they shout, normally they should shout like this, they shoot it like this.
They do it all the time here.
Yeah, it's very typical.
İnsanlar gazlanmışlar.
But these were toxic, they call it CS,
Zehirli,
and it's like forbidden in, they used, I think also in America.
yasaklı.
It's for, you
Amerika'da.
know, Geneva Convention?
Yeah, it's just
It's forbidden for war, that
Geneva-
gas, but
Geneva'da
it is
yasaklandı.
allowed for police. It is extremely toxic.
polisler tarafından hala kullanılıyor gibi.
I
Herkes
mean,
bunu kastediyor.
When I went there, majority of people had mask, like a really serious mask like this,
Bir
because
maskeleri var insanların.
like movies, like Nükleer
Filmlerde
mask, it's
çektikleri
even
nükleer
very,
başlıklar, nükleer maskeler.
and they could witness how many of these bullets they found, how many children, how many old people there were simply peacefully demonstrating, and they were intoxicated by this and beaten.
Barışçıl eylemlerdi fakat zehirlendiler.
And so this was from the side of media, because media just witnesses, well, of course, there
Bu
was
medyanın sayesinde oldu.
strong violence also from demonstrators. I mean, people throw
Göstericiler şiddet
stones,
kullanıldı.
people trying to destroy the chantier. I don't know how you
İnsanlar
say,
şantiyeyi yok etmeye çalıştılar.
construction
Ve
place.
we got it, it's just...
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember my English. And you say chantier in English, I think. Workplace or construction place. And how do you say? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, people were violent as well. But for the first time, I remember, I cannot say the motto, the sentence was, you know, Black Bloc?
Yeah.
You know Black Bloc? It's
No, I
like,
don't know what they...
Black Blocs are like those all covered by black.
Siyah insanlar.
And that normally smash glasses. When there are demonstrations, there are like 10-15 people who burn cars or destroy everything. The motto is smash capitalism. They are extremely violent. But yeah,
Şiddet kullanan eylemcileri kastediyor.
and media always, when there is something, say, oh, they are Black Blocs. And when there was
Medya her
that,
zaman onları gösterdi ve
Say-
hepsini genelledi bir şekilde.
just few violent people that they
Belki
tried,
5-15 kişi, az bir kişiydi
or
bunlar.
also they tried to divide the movement. They tried to say, yeah, there were those peaceful, but there were also those violent. And of course it was like this, but people, especially peaceful, they say, we are all Black Bloc.
Medyanın sayesinde hareket ikiye bölünmüş oldu. Yani insanlar da gelmek istemedi. Herkes sanki Black Bloc'muş gibi.
That was, it was just simple for me. That was important for me because for the
Medyanın
first time,
sembolü
violence was not considered, oh, you're violent, you should be pacifist. This was resistance. I mean, was defense.
direnişti, savunmaydı.
The violence was cops and the violence was the chantier there. And the people trying to destroy people with these, trying to, they were not violent. I mean, even old people, even every bourgeois, or they say, you are saving our valley, you are saying, so I respect you. They invited at home, or they, I mean, they were so collaborated.
Eylemler aslında çok barışçıldı. Vahşet uygulayan polisti.
Yeah, for example, they protected it from police. The police arrived, they opened the house and closed for police or something like this. But the thing of this is that, again, like for nuclear, they try to show lies. I mean, media or businessmen, they try to show we need it, is for the progress, is for the development, is for...
Medya ve hükümetler hep bunun gelişmiş ve gelişmişlik göstergesi ve bir ihtiyaç olduğunu sürekli söylemeye çalıştılar.
But scientific argumentation proves
Bilimsel
not
açıklamalar ve
from
kanıtlar
independent communes, just from, for example, here I remember a lot of communes, but normally people when you present something is
temsil ederken
from a political party or from one side, they say, oh, it's not true. But when there is this, for example, is Politecnico di Milano, it's one of the most famous universities, technical university in
bir
Italy.
tane üniversite varmış.
And they demonstrate that it's not necessary because for all the transit of merchandises and of people on that from Turin to Lyon in France, they are decreasing. Every year there are less people using that, and also the existing line. I can repeat it. Yeah. These universities and these studies were independent and were technical. Were not.
Üniversitedeki çalışmalar teknik,
Were not ideological. They were just technical.
ideolojik değil, teknik.
And they were just showing that it's not necessary and it's not useful.
Ve bu üniversitenin çalışmalarına göre ihtiyaç yok ve gerekli de değil.
I mean, businessmen and politicians,
Politikacılar
they tried to organize sit-down, something like let's explain why it is important, why it's good.
neden iyi olduğunu göstermeye çalışırken
But they
politikacılar
were
ve
just lies and
bunun yalan
technical
olduğunu gösterdi
proofs.
üniversiteler.
They say
Kanıtladı.
with merchandise, I mean goods, merchandises, we don't need, they are not increasing. So it's not true that we need more trains, high-speed train because of trucks, or it simply is getting down.
Sanki şey gibi piyasada satılan ürünler gibi sanki her şeye ihtiyacımız varmış. Ama hiçbirisine aslında bu kadar çok ihtiyacımız yok. Bu tren şeyde bu ve nükleer hikayeleri de buna benzer bir şey.
And also people using that lines are decreasing. So there is no need for this. It's just a gain, opportunity, and that's often there was written no mafia. It was written no to mafia. Because it's just an opportunity for businessmen, again for politicians, for criminality to make business. And huge business.
Aslında mafyanın da biraz iş yapmasını sağlayacak bir mevzu.
Because they took financial aid from European Union and they made what they want.
Avrupa Birliği'nden maddi destek alıp ne istiyorlarsa yapıyorlar.
And so that's why they just, again, it was strong power, like government, especially in European Union and France, because also French government, they said, come on, our line is
Avrupa
already,
Birliği, hükümet ve Fransa
our lines, our part is already ready. What you are waiting for, Italians? We are the only Italians, lazy, etc. I mean, they
siz
were.
İtalyanların ne bekliyorsunuz? Yapım için falan diyorlarmış.
So also French government was very interested in stop this.
Ve Fransa bu konuya çok dikkatini çekti çünkü kendi çıkarları da vardı.
And Italy changed two governments. Meanwhile, four governments, maybe even more. But everyone just continued it, changed it, and last years that it took very big attention from media, attention from people. Some of old parties, they say, yeah, we agree with something. They try to put their logo inside Nota movement, especially half left wing, I mean center left. They try to.
Ya dört hükümet sanırım şey yapmış, destek vermiş ama bazı eski şeyler, oluşumlar, biraz daha sola yakın oluşumlar bu hareketin sembolünü kullanarak destek vermişler harekete.
The old governments that before financed it, now that they are opposition, they say, yeah, we agree with you, protester. They say, no, before you were the government and you did the same. We don't forget. Because everyone that was there was simply obeying and say, we will do it. But before, okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, the fact was that any kind of government, again, what I was saying before, left or right.
Bunlar çünkü her türlü soldan sağdan insan.
they just wanted it as for privatization of water.
They wanted
They wanted this stuff, yeah.
yani soldan sağdan insanlar hızlı tren istiyorlardı.
Any kind of government, they were just
Her
interested in
türlü,
doing
her
it.
türlü şey parti devlet.
But, you know, opportunism.
Opportunism. Very well.
The same for political opportunism, they, how do you say, after when they were in opposition, old governments, old people from, people from old governments, they said, oh, we can agree, we can share no-tab movement. But no-tab movement say, no, before you were...
Politik oportunistler şey demişler, biz de hızlı tren karşı TAP hareketi yani hızlı tren karşıtı hareketinin biz de bir parçası olabiliriz. İşte oraya sembolümüzü koyalım tarzı bir şey demişler. Bunlar da hayır siz koyamazsınız oportunistsiniz demişler.
Evet.
Çünkü daha önce hani 4 hükümet geçmiş ve daha önce bunlar aslında yapmaya çalışıyorlarmış falan. Ama hükümet değişince oportunist oldukları için biz de işte hızlı tren karşıtıyız, bizim de lokumumuzu koyun falan filan demişler.
Sorry, this is the traffic in that line. That is the graphic that show how is year by year how is decreasing the traffic on that line.
Line or
Before I say that the traffic is going down, we don't need new infrastructure because there is no interest, it's useless.
bu yani tren ne kadar insan kullanacak? Ortada bir artış yok. Treni kullanacak insan sayısında bir artış yok. Ya da işte mallarda çünkü tırlar çok gelip gidiyor diye sebep diyorlarmış. Ortada bir artış yok ama neden hızlı trene ihtiyaç var? Yani hızlı trene ihtiyaç yok diyor.
They say what is there is already can be developed, what there is already and made better, and you don't need to create another tunnel, another.
Halihazırda karşılayan, ihtiyaçları karşılayan tüneller varken neden tekrar tüneller, neden tekrar trenler yapalım?
And also the say for environmental place there is dangerous like amiantum and uranium, dangerous material inside the mountains. So if you make a hole in the mountains, you risk to get out the dangerous material.
Ayrıca dağları değerlerken tehlikeli işte bombalar falan filan.
Anyway, these are all the argumentation, but
bunlar tabii eski argümanlar ama.
the main concept of that movement, again, like for water, they clearly say we are not politic. They clearly said
Biz politik değiliz. Genel olarak işte halkın her kısmında olduğu için
here
belli politik duruşumuz yok.
everyone is accepted.
Herkes kabul etti bunu. Belli politik duruş olsun olmasa herkes kabul etti.
I remember I read it in their website like 2
Web
days
sitesinde
ago.
okumuştum hatırlıyorum.
The only two bases are anti-racism and anti-fascism.
Birleştikleri tek nokta antifaşist ve ırkçılık karşıtı olmaları. Anti-racist olmaları. Anti-racism.
Yeah, racism.
Irkçılık karşıtı ve antifaşist olmaları.
And as I said before, those who were against the movement. I mean, if before you were against, and now you want to join, you can be welcome, but you will be quite suspicious. And if it's
Önceden tabii o biraz önce dediğim işte o not hareketin altına o logosunu koymak tabii gelin ama şüpheyle karşılaşacak.
especially if you are a politician, if you are normal
Özellikle
people,
politikacıysanız,
if you are normal people, you are welcome. We just change.
alsanız tabii ki gelin.
We just changed your idea, and we are glad of it. But if you are a party that want to
Ama
put
bir
your
partiysanız
logo,
ve logonuzu koymak istiyorsanız sizin şüpheyle bakacağız.
so sorry. Yeah, and also, so this is again like for the words are very widespread. There are
Bu da su gibi
Catholic
çok
inside,
fazla
there are
gençlikleri var. İşte
anarchists, there are
Katolik de,
black blocs,
anarşisti
there
de,
are left wing, so old
sol
communists,
kanatsal insanlar
any
var,
kind
eski
of
komünistler,
people,
her türlü insan.
especially more and more increasingly, all the nation people are everyone knows about it,
Özellikle tüm yurtta herkes gitgide bu hareketi öğrendiler.
and everyone is making himself an opinion. I mean,
Herkesin bir fikri vardı.
it's very
Heterojenik.
how do you say? It's very getting knowledge of it. People are really getting aware of it.
Gittikçe farkına varıyorlardı, bilgi ulaşıyorlardı.
And also, yeah, the other thing to come back what we were saying before is very practice. I mean,
Ve pratiğe dönüktü.
it's symbolic because they represent new model of, I mean, great attention for the environment against. Sorry. It is symbolic because they propose a new model. I mean, decreases no progress but unprogress.
Sembolik olarak yani aslında teorikten bahsediyor. Bir şekilde o grafikte bir düşüş var. Yani
Attention for the environment, attention for democracy.
Doğaya, çevreye dikkat çekme, demokrasiye dikkat çekme.
To listen what people want, not to
İnsanların ne
impose.
istediklerini dinleme.
To discuss, to this, all this is the message. But in the reality,
Mesajlarımız hepsi buydu ama realitede gerçekte.
I mean, this is what it represents, the symbol. In the reality, what they want, what they are doing, is they are destroying the chantier. I mean, they are fighting.
Teorinin ötesinde realitede şantiyeyi parçaladılar.
I mean, every day there are
Her
from
gün
100, 400, 500 in every season.
100 kişi, 500 kişi, 500'den 500 kişiye varan insana.
In every time of the year, there are people
Yılın her zaman, her mevsim
going near the fence and trying to smash or
kişilerin yanına gider onları parçalamaya
disturbing
çalıştılar.
police because
Polisi rahatsız ettiler.
even I said that they have very strong equipment from army. They have like infrared to see you in the
İşte
night.
orada da kızılötesi gözlükler vardı, her şeyleri vardı.
But all this cost them money. I mean, Italian state is wasting huge
Bunların
money
hepsi tabii oraya paraya mal oldu. Çok fazla para harcadılar.
because all these policemen cost a lot of money every year, every month.
Çünkü bu polisler işte İtalya'da bir sürü paraya mal oldu.
Also, they are in special services.
Ayrıca bunlar özel kuvvetler.
So the more you force them to keep police there, the more it becomes. I mean, they wanted, they make money, but it's a very strong.
Yani hareket ne kadar uzun sürerse İtalya hükümeti o kadar para harcayacaktı orada ve bu kadar anlamsız olacaktı bu orada polisleri tutmaları. Sonuçta bu kâr istiyorlar oradan ve
And if they want continue this,
yani buna devam etmek istiyorlarsa değil mi?
they must keep this police because if they don't keep all these police, the chantier should be destroyed
Yani
in
bu
3
şantiye
days.
devam etmek istiyorlarsa orada polisleri tutmak zorundalar.
But what is cool, what you see that is not just violence. The violence is justified and supported by people, but you see all
Ama
people.
tabii sadece şiddet yoktu burada.
You see, for example, grandfathers
dedeler.
dressed like Baba Noel. Yeah, dressed by Baba Noel and marching with dogs and children, and they go to the fence and they say
Noel Baba kılığında yanında köpekleri var, çocukları var. Çitlere doğru gidiyorlar, çitleri böyle.
they don't cut it, but or they say in front of police and say, "Come on, listen, you're a man, I am a man." They talk to police.
Polisle konuşuyor işte sen vicdansın ben de sana
They
tarzı.
say, "I could be your father. You want to
Ben
be
senin baban olabilirdim,
I
babam.
mean, everyone is giving his contribution
Her şekilde desteğini
to
verdi.
show that it's not just some anarchist guy that don't
Yani
know what.
bu birkaç analistin yaptığı
Those
şey
anarchist
değil.
guys has understood what the other can't understood, and we are understanding these anarchist guys, and we are in the same side.
Anarşistler ordunları anladı, onlar anarşistleri anladılar. Aynı tarafta olduğumuzu anladık.
Maybe we are different from them because
Belki biraz onlardan
maybe
farklıyız.
we have a job, we have a car, and maybe we don't like something or some others, but they are helping us, and we respect them.
Bir şekilde farklıyız ama onlar bize yardım ediyorlar ve biz de onlara saygı duyuyoruz.
And so that's what really impressed me when I went there.
O eğitimde beni etkileyen bu oldu.
They have strong rules of behaviors because if not things don't work. But they are so open to everyone.
Çok katı kurallar var çünkü çok sıkı bir şey var burada ama çok da açıklar aynı zamanda.
This is the flag.
Oradaki Molotov bayraklarından biri.
You're right. And here it said, first big demonstration was to March 1995.
2 Mart 1995'te ilk büyük eylem.
And after say the most important was 2003, but this was the most important in 2005 because they destroyed the chantier in this place, the house, and they stopped the project for years. Until 2011, they were completely blocked. In 2005, they
2011'e kadar çalışılmaz hale gelmiş. Durdurmuşlar projeyi.
This is very beautiful. You can see. Yeah, also in the Olympic Games, they went to disturb everything.
Olimpik o 2006 tornada düzenli olimpiyat şeylerine de gitmişler.
Yeah.
Sesini duymak için.
And this in 2011 was this after 2005 was the second one.
2005'teki ikinci kazanımdan sonra 2011'e kadar erteleniyor.
They knew somehow, I don't know, journalists, or they knew police were about to start a new, not chantier, but they were just starting to put to like
2011'de tekrar medya duyurdu bir şekilde şantiye değil ama oraya bir çit çevrilmiş.
and so they organized
Gerçekten oraya bir
how do you say presidium? When you sit down, they organized a fixed block place. And they started to slave to everything.
Oraya bir şey kurmuş, orada uyuyorlar falan ama şantiye yok.
But they're on 27 June, I don't remember June in Turkish.
Haziran.
Haziran, yes. And the police arrived and they took that place. I mean, they have the tear gas, people were not
İnsanlar oraya gidip oturmuşlar ve polis gelip onlara gaz sıkarak onları
they had not masks, they were just sitting down and they completely intoxicated or
ve hiçbir şekilde orada halk savunmasılmış, gaz maske falan yokmuş, hepsi zehirlenmişler.
and after 1 week on 3rd
Bir hafta
July,
sonra 3 Temmuz'da
they arrived at like 70,000 people from all the country. And 50-70,000.
50 ile 70 bin insan.
And it was extremely violent. I mean,
Çok fazla şiddete dayalı.
They could, for example, catch a policeman and stole his weapon.
Yani polisin koluna girip silahını çalıyorlarmış o derece.
And they were like almost naked. And they really wanted naked.
Polis mi?
Yeah, no clothes.
Polisi çıplak falan bırakıyorlarmış üstüne.
In the end, they made pity because, of course, they couldn't kill you, but neither kidnap him. But some of them, to understand the logic, there was some of them with partisan resistance mentality against fascists. They say, let's keep him. We have to.
Polisi tutuyorlarmış tabii hiçbir şey yapamıyorlar.
Like
Öyle var ama hadi bunu tutalım diyorlarmış. Esir alalım tarzı o analizlerden.
to negotiate with police.
Daha sonra işte pazarlık yapalım falan filan olay. Böyle tekliflerle gelenler.
And media, of course, they say 380 policemen wounded, never
Polisi
seen.
şu kadar yüzlerce polis yaralandı şu kadar.
And of course, they consider wounded even maybe if you have.
Şurasında bir şey olsa bile yaralandı olarak geçiyormuş medyada. Polis, yani şurasında bir şey olsa bile polisin yaralandı şu kadar polis yaralandı diye geçiyormuş.
But what it was important is that there they started to criminalize. I mean, media started to say, oh, they are just.
Burada işte biraz ya medya bunlar kriminal, bunlar suçlar falan demeye başlamış.
The movement didn't break inside. They say they are trying to make us divide, but we must keep together.
Ama şey ayrılmadı yani bu şiddet uygulayanlara rağmen medya demiş de bunlar şiddet uyguluyor falan. Oradaki halk şiddet yapan dışında olmuşlar tam tersi daha fazla birbirlerine
And
savaşıyor.
we must understand what is better for us. There is moments for everything.
Ve burada anlamaya başladık diyor.
So
Her şeyin bir şeyi yok, her
we
şeyin bir zamanı
don't
var.
criticize. We don't criticize violence.
Yani oradaki şiddet uygulayanları eleştirmedik.
But we can't do it always.
Ama bunu her zaman yapamayız demişler.
Sometimes we need Pacific that we
Bazen
just
sessiz
go there.
olmak lazım.
They just started to organize themselves, not to make themselves fucked up by media. They were very intelligent. I mean, they were not. And after they started like advertisement in all Italy, they went in every university to talk to people.
Daha sonra mesela değişik yöntemler bulmaya çalışıyorum. Kuzey İtalya'ya gidip üniversitede dolaşmışlar, insanlara anlatmışlar ne orada neler yaşandığını.
And they started also to explain the reason and to show the reality and not the lies. Every time.
İnsanlara gerçekleri anlatmışlar, bunun nedenlerini anlatmışlar. Medyanın kullandığı yalanları değil.
But so it happens also last year. I mean, I didn't know because I was away traveling.
Geçen yıl da olmuş. Ben bilmiyorum.
Again, they have not built chantier. I mean,
ama hala şantiyeyi yapamadılar.
Chantier is still non-existent.
Şantiye hala yok.
They still have not made a hole in
hala o daha bir tane delik açamadılar.
inside the mountains. They still have not started.
Hala başlamadılar.
But they are keeping. I mean, all the territories that before were kept by now police have. It's sort of very difficult.
Ama hala orada polisler var. No-TAV kaçtı no-TAV insanlar da var. Hızlıca kaçtı insanlar da var.
Yeah. On this 27th of February,
27 Şubat'ta
government started to take the land. I mean, because people own the land, and they started to say, no, this is the state because we need it. I don't know how it's called in English. when you have your own land and people...
Oradaki toprakları devlet bu topraklar sizin değil deyip almaya başlamış oradaki insanlardan yavaş yavaş.
And so people say, no, this is my home, I will never
Hayır,
give it to
insan demiş
you.
ki burası benim evim.
There were strong protests again, and there was one guy...
güçlü protestör olmuş.
This Luca was very famous because he climbed up.
Which one is French?
Luca.
Luca.
And he climbed up, how do you say, electricity, this.
Elektrik direklerine tırmanmış Luca.
And
çok meşhurmuş orada.
to stop, but they continued to work.
Onu durdurmak için elektrik direğine tırmanmış ama onlar devam etmişler.
I cannot say stupid, but crazy. And he got fulminated. He took electricity and he fell down from the tower.
Onu durdurmak için elektrik şeyine tutulmuş ve yere düşmüş. Bu gerizekalı diye bulma diyor.
But he was about to die. I mean, and people,
ölmek üzereydi çünkü diyor.
Policemen and workers, and nobody called emergency. They just let his body on the floor.
Why?
Because they are, I don't have anything for them. I mean, they didn't care.
Ambulanslar öyle kalmış öyle yani.
This man fell down from that.
Oradan
He
düşmüş
was
adam.
really risking to die, and they continued to make it worse.
Ve onlar hala devam ediyorlar. Polisler de işçiler de bir şekilde tartışmaya başlıyorlar.
In the end, he didn't die.
Sonunda ölmedi.
But it's crazy. This is extremely legal. If there is someone that is about to die, you must call emergency and
Yasa
ambulance.
dışıymış. Birisi orada yatıyorsan ambulans aramak zorundasın.
But they didn't care
Onlar
about that.
tabii umursamadılar resmen.
Ölmüştü sonra.
Ölmemiş.
No. But so yeah, actually the other part of there were government and media, but also judge. I'd say magistrate. Magistrate. They started the side of
Hükümet ve
police.
medyacısı var bir de
From a side, sorry.
Hukuksal tarafı var.
From a side there was like media and politician, government. From the other was violence of police, and from the other also the
Hükümet var, medya var ve polise karşı şiddet var orada.
judge that started to arrest people. I mean,
Savcılık insanları tutuklamaya başladı oradaki insanları.
and put people in jail.
İnsanları hapse koydu.
Yeah, they occupy, and for example, because a very typical strategy was to occupy, for example, autobahn, or to occupy, they just
Otobanı kapatmak falan.
to block the transport,
Ulaşımı kapatmışlar.
block trains coming from France.
Trenlerin gelmesini
They really were effective because they went, I don't know, 200,
Çok etkiliymiş
1,000 people inside a station, a very small station, for example. I've never
1000 tane insan bir tane küçük istasyona giriyor
And they
diye.
sat down
Ve
on
orada oturuyorlar.
and to take them away, I mean, to call police in so small.
Polisi arıyorlar, polis küçücük geliyor. O 1000
But
tane
the
insan
train
kapatıyor.
was stopped.
Ama tren duruyor orada.
And this is problem for the company. For I mean, you make
Bu da
very
şirketler
strong,
için
very strong bothering. So I don't know what else.
çok güçlü bir tehdit.
Yeah, they continue to say. This namely what I was saying here. Yeah, normally people say no. Sorry, I have to finish. No. Because I don't know if getting tired. No, I said about NIMBY. People normally say it is just for local
İnsan normalde işte bu yerel bir şey falan.
local interest, but they always answer this is, of course, it's for local, but it's an example to give to any other realities in
Tabii ki bu
Italy.
bir yerel ama
and
bir
in the
örnek,
world.
diğer İtalyan geri kalanı bir örnek.
That you can oppose yourself to violence of authorities, and you can fight it, and you can win, even if it's.
Savaşırsınız ve kazanırsınız. Diğer İtalyan dergisine örnek olan bu.
I mean, the main motto, the main sentence is in their dialect, Asara Duya. Asara Duya. I'm sorry, I don't have a pronunciation problem, but it means it will be hard, but we will never give up.
Motto şuydu yani, mottomuz buydu, slogan şuydu ki çok zor olacak ama vazgeçmemiz lazım.
And it's also this is message that when we are so determined, when you are so convinced of the defeat, you don't have to be afraid of the power. Even if you have
Ve konsantre olduğunuz zaman, hedefi odaklandığınız zaman herhangi bir güçten korkmanıza gerek yok.
100,000 cops,
100.000 tane polis diyor.
you can also win and you can continue.
100.000 polise karşı bile kazanabilirsin.
20 years, 22 years, they still have not started this thing.
22 yıl bu hala yapamadılar.
Yeah, they say all the opinion of some sociologist or expert, they start to consider about that. But the main point is also, as I said before, people, any kind of intellectual from university, media, or everyday, everyone started to know about it and to make itself an opinion about it, and not only through the mainstream media lies, also through alternative
İnsan
sources.
işte bilgilenip bu konuda fikir sahibi olur. Sadece medyadan değil, çeşitli kaynaklardan da.
And so it started to become, from local, it has become national.
Yani lokal olan, yer olan bir şekilde genele yayıldı.
Yeah, I think I don't want to bother anymore because we are very... I say bye to camera.
İtalya'nın geleneğinde var abi. 2001 Cenova direnişinden kaynaklı muhtemelen G8 şeyi, yani 100.000 polis değil, orada bütün NATO ordusu vardı.
Pardon,